Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to study about silk fiber. What is silk fiber? How it is manufactured? How its production is going? Its physical properties, chemical properties, and its chemical composition. So silk is the queen of all fibers. In silk, there is a protein present which is called a sericin. It is a gummy substance which helps to stick the fibers of the filament together. So production of the silk is called sericulture. So the cocoon has four stages. First one is egg, second caterpillar, third pupa, and fourth moth. First one is manufacturing of silk. How is it manufactured? So for the manufacturing of silk, firstly we will farm the mulberry trees. यानी कि सहतूत के वृक्षों की खेती ताकि जो रेशम के कीड़े हैं they can eat their leaves. So in manufacturing, after farming of the mulberry trees, from each and every egg, larvae come inside from this and they eat the leaves of mulberry trees very fastly and they become in caterpillar and their length is 3 by half inches. And after 10 to 15 days, the caterpillar becomes pupa. This is the third stage of the silkworm, and after that, the fourth stage come. In this stage, the silkworm, that pupa forms in the shape of 8. It has a spin rate from which the filament of the silk comes and it gets wound onto its upper body. And when it gets into the contact with environment, it gets dry. Second one is sorting of cocoons. Means that after drying, we sort the good cocoons from the bad ones. Like some cocoons are stained, irregular, flossy, thin. So that's why we do the sorting of cocoons. Why we do this? Because their physical character, like I tell you, bad ones like stained, irregular, and this happened because color, because due to sericin and other impurities, their shape, weight of cocoon, their weight and their length and diameter. After that, softening of cocoon. In softening of cocoon, we mainly soften the sericin present in it. We put the cocoons in the hot water and immediately we then put it into the cold water. And after that, we take outside the cocoons and in little amount the sericin gets removed from the cocoons. And then it's get easy to find the filament of cocoon by the help of a brush. Okay. Fourth one is reeling of the filament. In this, we fold the filament of the cocoon. In reeling of filament, we take the filaments of cocoon and fold it onto the reels. In this, cocoons are get into the hot water bath, and in one time 10 to 20 or 25 cocoons are together folded into the reels. This filament is the best quality of filament of silk, and the remaining parts are the small and they are used for the lowest silk fabrics and uh, clothes. And after drying off the filament, these are converted into skeins. Means इनकी लक्षियाँ बना ली जाती हैं. After that, throwing of silks. In throwing of silk, mainly the experts are through the silk. Means they open the skeins of silk filament by their size, by their color, by their length. After that, degumming. Degumming of silk means removing of gummy substances. Degumming is done because to make the filament soft and lustrous. After the degumming of silk filament, we generally know that अगर हम लॉस करेंगे किसी फिलामेंट है उसको, हम उसकी गमी सब्सटेंस को लॉस कर रहे हैं तो उसका कुछ वेट लॉस होगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी डू द वेइंग ऑफ सिल्क. इट मींस यू यूज सम गम और स्टार्च टू make the silk filament strong. And those filaments in which we doesn't use anything to weight of the silk filament, then that silk is called the pure dye silk. Okay. After all these processes, we do the final process, finishing of silk, bleaching. We use the white and soft bleach in the silk fibers. Mostly we use hydrogen peroxide because this is very better for the silk fiber. The next finishing process is dyeing. We do the dye of fabric by using of acid dye. And in silk fabrics, the dye is generally gets very good. Like it makes the fabric very beautiful, and the color of the dye on the silk fabric is very dark. And printing, we do also the printing of fabric in some cases when we want to print, and this is done because to look the fabric more beautiful and good. And after that we can do many other finishes, like we can do singeing of the fabric, stiffing कर सकते हैं, calendering कर सकते हैं, embossing कर सकते हैं, and many more. So kinds of silk. So silk are two types, cultivated silk and wild silk. Cultivated silk. So cultivated silk are triangular to oval in cross section and wild silk are flat ribbon-like shape. So the worms of the cultivated silk eat mulberry leaves and the wild silk worms are eat oak trees. कल्टिवेटेड सिल्क के टाइप्स हैं रील्ड सिल्क एंड स्पन सिल्क. वाइल्ड सिल्क के एग्जांपल हैं मूंगा सिल्क एंड इरी सिल्क. एंड कल्टिवेटेड सिल्क्स आर एक्सपेंसिव एंड डिफिकल्ट टू प्रोड्यूस. दे आर सॉफ्ट, clean, lustrous and white and very attractive in appearance. And in other hand, wild silk is irregular in chemical composition of silk. So the chemical composition of silk fiber is fibroin is present 72 to 75%, sericin is present 22 to 23%, S is 0.1 to 1.5%, salts are 1.4 to 2.7%, and the wax and fat is 0.3 to 1.6%. After that, the physical properties of silk. So the density and specific gravity of silk fiber is 1.25. Density is 4.3 gram per denier for raw silk and 3 to 3.2 gram per denier for degumming silk and for 2 to 3 gram per denier to wild silk. The color. The color of cultivated silk is off-white or cream and the color of wild silk is brown. Flexibility of silk fiber is good. Moisture gain of silk is 11%. Resiliency moderate. And silk is the bad conductor of heat and the friction of the silk fiber is good. Chemical properties of silk fiber. So effect of acid. So when the silk fiber or fabric gets in the contact of acid, they get degraded, means hot concentrated acid decompose the silk. Action of alkalis on the silk. So alkali causes silk filament to swell. Bleaching of the silk fiber means weight and strength loss of the fiber. And organic solvents. Organic solvents are resistant to the silk fiber. So that's all about the silk fiber, how it's done, its types, its chemical composition, its physical properties and chemical properties. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.